Hey guys, it's your Ford Focus here, and today we're going to be covering what's there for episode 63 in the Ultimate Driving Leaks. So anyways, let's get right into the video. So first, I would like to say that there is a popular car that you guys would all like, that 22 Pilots is leaving major improvements to. And if you guys haven't heard it already, it's the Dodge Challenger Hellcat in its newest generation. So 22 Pilots is going to revamp this Dodge Challenger right here that I'm driving right now, and revamp it towards the new generation with the new rear lights and all the other new changes, along with the tires, headlights, the grille, the engine bay, and everything to it. And I've been waiting for the new Challenger Hellcat for a long time now. I bet everybody's really excited for this 700 horsepower demon to come into the game. And we're talking some real muscle here with the Dodge Challenger. The American muscle car that we've been waiting for a long time now. Yes, we have one in the game, but it's going to really spark up the audience when the new generation of the Dodge Challenger comes into the game. And be honest, I think this is going to make a lot of profit in the ultimate driving. Especially consider the fact that how many people are big fans of the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. It's just amazing that such muscle cars like the Dodge Challenger Hellcat can get an ultimate driving. And I am really excited to go check it out once the update arrives. Now here is a JDM car that I've never really heard of until Matt has announced it. But we are getting the Honda CRX SIR from the late 80s and early 90s. And with SIR, it's not spelled sir, with E all lowercase or just capital S. It's spelled capital S, lowercase I, and capital R. And it's really something unique. Especially in my area where I've never really heard of a Honda CRX. Seems like that's a legend, being a two-door coupe or a sedan that people can cruise around in. And it seems pretty cool with the details added, especially with those retro seats and the rear where it has a look that I've never really seen on any other car. So it's some Japanese car that is really unique in its style. Now I have heard of its successor, which is a 2010 model for its starting year, the Honda CRZ. But the CRX is something odd towards me that I've never heard of. Let me know in the comments if you heard or seen the Honda CRX, because in my area, I've never really seen those. And it's going to be a cool addition towards the game, especially with the massive JDM lineup, which has been expanding massively. In a short amount of time, we are getting a lot more JDM cars than we used to. And that could be a really good sign for the JDM fans out there towards the JDM industry. Something really cool to experience. And it is the first JDM Honda getting added to the game, or the third Honda in general. And the only Hondas we had so far in Ultimate Driving are Civics. So this is going to be a pretty cool thing to look at and review. Next, there is another forest route getting added into Fontana Dam. As you know, we've had Forest Route 62 and the narrow Slick Rock Road area. But something new is getting added into Fontana Dam with the Forest Road. Other than Forest Route 62, we are getting Forest Route 423, an additional forest route somewhere else in the Fontana Dam map, according to a curvy road. So this can leave an indication that Fontana Dam may have a good number of dirt roads. Maybe not as much as Pleasant Valley, but still a unique rural area to experience, even though there are other areas that may be more urban, especially in dams and smaller villages. I'm not sure where in Fontana Dam it is, but I'll go have to check it out soon. Forest Route 423 is going to be a good site for off-roaders as well. So we'll get to see what it's like in the mountainous area of Fontana Dam with more off-road trails. And it's even more of an off-road rather than the gravel route 199. And now, with that said, it's time to cover the rest of the following leaks, which are listed on Trello. So first, let's start with the new tabs that 22pilots has added for the updates in progress category. So first, let's go to the vehicle overhaul update. And according to 22pilots, he says that this update entails a comprehensive evaluation of each individual vehicle's appearance. Specific improvements include evaluating each vehicle's appearance and determining if it needs to be re-imported and recolored, if a new mess needs to be obtained, or if the current mess is up to our quality standards. Evaluating how headlights, running lights, brake lights, and turn signals focus on the real-life counterparts of each vehicle and ensuring these work similarly in the game. And this is a good sign that all turn signals and the running lights in the ultimate driving industry of all the cars will match up with the realistic running lights and turn signals as well. He's going to split out the moving wings on all vehicles and will be adding automatic air brake functionality. As he notes, this will remove the button that allows the wing to be manually adjusted in the game. So this means, like in other games such as Forza Horizon, or maybe Roblox games, that have the wing just move out of nowhere. In Ultimate Driving, this will mean that wings will go up and down at a certain speed if you come across it. And with automatic air brake functionality, this will be even better braking improvements. He'll be splitting out moving headlights such that headlights flip open or up to turn on appropriate vehicles. And here's where the rebranding update comes in. Removing all copyrighted badging and logos from all vehicles. Renaming all brands and models of vehicles, which that's where the fictional names comes in for all brands. Completely overhauling the dealership menu, such that browsing for vehicles isn't made impossible by the new fictional names. And again, if you guys haven't watched my previous episode of Ultimate Driving Leaks, Roblox has been passing out stricter laws, and such as the DMCA, or Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And for this reason, 22 Pilots is doing a rebranding update so he and his developers won't lose revenue for the Ultimate Driving community. And if you do wonder about the copyright update, then you can look further into more detail of the previous episode of Ultimate Driving Leaks, which is episode 62. And it will be all saved in the playlist as well. And now, let's move on to the saddle map weather improvements. He will tweak time of day progression so the time progresses in real time as opposed to only updating once a second. And this is stop saddles from blimping across the map slowly. It's going to do a major saddle update as well. He's going to replace cloud objects with clouds that actually look good. So there's overhaul in the clouds as well. This means that the sky will look even more scenic in the next update, with clouds in unique shapes, or at least the realistic ones, like we see in real life. Whatever it is, the clouds that 22 Pilots will add will be some very unique art, and it's probably going to attract more players for Ultimate Driving as well. And he will disable cloud saddles until saddle glitching is fixed. So that means when 22 Pilots releases this update, you won't see any cloud saddling until he can somehow get the saddle glitching fixed. Once that is fixed, we'll get to see saddling in a unique contrast among clouds. Next is the game settings improvements. And he's going to fix the settings like preferred units of measure and foliage detail to save upon leaving the game. So he's going to make sure that all of our stats save when we leave the game, and then they'll still be there when we come back into the game again, whenever the next time we decide to play Ultimate Driving. He's going to add the ability to disable race requests from non-friends. So that means when you set up and host races between numerous Ultimate Driving maps, where they display the high score or the winner of the race in the chat. So there will be a button in the racing menu where you will get the option to disable racing from people who are not your friend. And I guess this can also prevent from racing people who are like, I want to race with you or something like that, as begging. And if you prefer to only race with your friends, then this update will be good for you. He will add the ability to disable race pads from appearing. So let's just say that if you play Ultimate Driving, and if you're somehow annoyed that you'll see race pads along the Ultimate Driving maps, and if you don't like the way that they're showing up, then you'll get the option to disable that from one click of a button. He will add the ability to change keybinds and add ability to tweak steering sensitivity. Next, we move on to the foliage improvements. So basically, the foliage improvements will just include update the foliage in Odessa and Delancey Gorge. And finally, here is something that I forgot to cover from episode 51, which was still there. The Body Shop update Phase 1. And with that update, he will overhaul and revamp the whim selection screen, so it doesn't take 18 years to get through the whole list. And that is true. With so many different whim options, just clicking the arrows from left to right it takes forever until you go back to the rim pack that you started off with from choosing in the selection. I'm assuming that 22 pilots will have a list of different types of rims to choose from. Maybe rims from different brands, or from different achievements, like gold, diamond, emerald, ruby, such lists like that. He's going to redesign the body stops UI from the ground up, working on control input as well. He will add material and reflectance customization options, as well as underglow and boost effects. So this is going to be a good thing for the ultimate driving community, and will compete off with Vehicle Simulator, which I honestly think ultimate driving is much better than that. But with the extra mods that we can apply on our cars, it will be a good move in the ultimate driving community. And it's going to make the ultimate driving community grow even higher in population. So I'm going to be really excited about that. Who knows when you'll get to see glowing cars in ultimate driving, or different types of boost effects and reflectance as well. And as he put down noted, materials are unlocked by driving the X amount of miles you unlock in each car, or through mystery boxes. So let's say you reach 100,000 miles, and if you're in the Discord server that also gets the Guru rank, you may get something very special as that high achievement you made in ultimate driving, and with your dedication for the playtime along ultimate driving as well. Or you may just find mystery boxes out of nowhere that appear all of a sudden in each different tier category, and you may get something special out of that. And maybe it's possible to add a new insane boost option, not only going about 25 more miles per hour faster when you use boost, along grinding for money, miles, and experience points for ultimate driving, but also with the new insane boost option, we'll be making miles, money, and experience points much faster. And that is something dope for 22 pilots to add. And it's going to make the ultimate driving community grow as well. And with the amount you earn so fast, this can probably also reduce the amount of beggars in ultimate driving as well. Though I bet the new insane boost option will cost more Robux than the advanced boost option. It's possible that 22 pilots could lower the cost of Robux, like lower than 40 for the advanced boost option, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But yeah, really cool for what 22 pilots is doing. And of course, new vehicles, without a doubt, like in every update we get. No update is complete without that. Next, we're going to cover everything that is in the proposed updates category. So, these updates are not in progress yet, but they will be in the future. And I never covered anything from this tab, and there is a large selection of unique stuff to cover. So let's get started throughout this entire list, which is probably going to take a good amount of time to get through. So first we're going to start with the map remessing update. 22 pilots will research the feasibility of remessing each map in Blender. Remessing maps would allow for the following: more detailed terrain geometry, improved road geometry, super elevation, banking through curves, load crowning, hyper-realistic roadway and prop textures, improved physics, collision via a streaming system, hopefully. And this can mean that the ultimate driving map will be even more smoother. And if I heard anyone saying something about microscopic bumps, then maybe that might be taken care of. I do not know, because 20 Prides did say that there are Roblox developing limits that prevents him from doing that. But you'll get to see some big changes towards the ultimate driving mapping, which will be really exciting to find out what will be there throughout all the notes that 20 Prides has added there. Next is Thanos ban. With Thanos from the Avengers. Instead of the orbital band star, banned players get snapped by Thanos. And this means that instead of the orbital band star, new players who get banned, and like those who misbehave and fail to follow ultimate driving guidelines and rules, will get Thanos, who will get snapped. And then boom, they get a notification of being kicked or banned from the game. It all depends. I'm not sure how it's gonna entirely work. You'll definitely see a snap, probably maybe a right screen or something, but maybe before you might see Thanos' face as well. I'm not sure how it will work, but maybe in the future, people who get banned might make videos about it. And maybe you'll find out how it works. We'll have to see. But for now, let's keep this in mind, that it's probably going to take a while before it comes out. And most likely, this will come from someone else who does make a video about it. And now we move on to current vehicle improvements, which will improve UI and tools for managing, which is like finding, deleting, remotely, etc., vehicles you've currently spawned. Possibly tweak the number of vehicles a player can spawn at any given moment. Improve UI for errors involving owning too many vehicles. Now here's something that the ultimate driving community will get really excited at. Of course, the vehicle sounds update. And 20 Prides will for sure add unique engine sounds to each vehicle. So that means instead of the ultimate driving sound we have now, in the future, such as driving a Ferrari, a Ford, McLaren, Lamborghini, or etc., will have its own engine sound, which will be a really cool touch for the ultimate driving community. And next is the police update phase 3. From the vehicle sounds update, as we'll get its realistic engine sounds for each vehicle, the police update phase 3 will include SWAT division, which can open the regular police team to all players, then lock SWAT features behind the current police game pass as an option. There will be new vehicles on the SWAT team, the ability to breach criminals' homes in order to arrest them. So that means the SWAT team will be able to raid houses and perhaps knock down doors as well. This is going to be something really cool, in my opinion, with the new team addition. It'll be a unique job to work down as well, and a new way to earn XP. They'll have more powerful weapons, new SWAT vehicles, and SWAT branded sports cars. A mobile command center, which means in each Ultimate Driving map, there'll be a command center where SWAT team players will spawn there and get to spawn their vehicles, as well as more roleplay there. Other armored vehicles, and if I missed, Humvees, however you pronounce that, or Humvees, police titles associated with XP ranks, which that might be a possibility with the question mark. Add ability to toggle searchlights on appreciable police vehicles, and will also depend on the FIB lighting. Improve or add emphasis to key cards. Improve bounty payoff mechanisms. And improve the way how a bounty system works to pay off your bounty. Next we got the Firefighter/EMT Overhaul. And this will include that fire equipment will no longer have an infinite source of water. Engines must be hooked up to fire hydrants, so that's a tank truck. And that will make the game more realistic as well. So instead of using a hose and putting out a fire constantly, you'll see fire hydrants along the street with the fire that you'll be putting out on. You'll be able to refuel the fire truck with water as a source from the fire hydrant. And that does contain water in real life, according to fire hydrants. Because I've seen fire hydrants spill off before with water. And I think that's an effect also in Ultimate Driving, which the highway worker team can repair. But yeah, with fire hydrants, the game will be even more realistic, as well as putting out fires. Which putting out fires may get a little harder, but at least we have a more realistic feel towards the game. After all, that is what Ultimate Driving is built for. There will be an overhaul to the fire stations. Just like the police station we have now, people will now be able to go in fire uniform morphs and have their own fire uniforms as they put out fires, or take care of the sick in roleplay. Fire pole because of course. And realistic fire stations, or as I should say, fire stations in real life, have poles. And perhaps that could indicate that new fire stations will get added to Ultimate Driving and have a second floor. And from that floor, people can slide down the pole in Ultimate Driving and get down to their fire trucks quickly. 20 Pilots will also add upgrades to specialized equipment for higher ranks, for people who have higher levels for XP. There will be a Forcey engine and an airport engine, if the airport idea ever comes to fruition. And that means that we may be able to go to the forest and put out fires with airplanes, and with their own unique ingredients to put out fires. That's a really cool idea for 20 Pilots as well. You'll be easily be able to put out fires from the air, though I guess maybe the difficulty can be a bit higher too, because fires will be covering up forests. And as he said, force the engine. And he'll improve the siren SFX, which means the siren sounds high work. There will be a emergency services update. And with that, 20 Pilots will add emergency services system, or abbreviation for ESS, and will allow players to respond to or interact with randomly generated events in order to gain XP for the team they're on. That's a pretty cool idea. Ooh, there'll be a lot more things that can catch on fire as well, such as cars in Ultimate Driving. So imagine if your car somehow catches on fire as it's parked. Building fires. So not just houses, but probably businesses will be able to get flammable as well. Forest fires, like I mentioned before with the airplanes. Injured players size NPCs. And also robberies, like in Jailbreak, to rob banks and jewelry stores, or whatever is robbable in Ultimate Driving. Probably be able to earn money from that as well, even though grinding is still a faster method in my opinion. And that's going to be another realistic effect as well, or the many effects with more things that can be flammable as well. And we'll add a wider variety too, making people who like to be firefighters and put out fires even more exciting with a wider range to put things out with like water or etc. as fires. And next, we got the Ultimate Driving Universe Hub. 20 pilots will create a hub system for the Ultimate Driving Universe in Westover's current game slot on my profile. He will move all Ultimate Driving maps onto his profile under the universe. He will create a single player hub server to act as the start place for anyone joining any Ultimate Driving map. Then allow them to view running servers of each map and join from there. Add CrossMap Teleportation, or single player, party, or vehicle passengers, features to all maps. So we'll be able to cross maps in an instant. And it'll be talked about more on the next tab below for the CrossMap Transport update. And here's something advanced. Players will be able to explore creating server groups, which would create one server per UD map, or one server per adjacent UD maps, and link them together, allowing players to flow between those connected servers. This would allow things like purchase homes to remain until a player leaves the server group, and allow larger parties to play with each other in a larger area. And that's a really cool idea. I bet many people will get excited about this, because I've heard people talk to me, imagine if players can cross maps easily. And that is a proposed update and advance. No other game on Roblox besides Ultimate Driving will have this advanced feature, and that could be a major pro compared to all the other games on Roblox, to cross out in different maps. And perhaps in a blink of an eye, you'll be able to cross from Westover to Odessa, or Odessa to New York, or even New York to Delancey Gorge, and so on with any other Ultimate Driving map. And that's going to be really exciting for a feature. Go easily along with different highways and get that experience. It's like driving through other areas, because you'll get the unique teleportation. Here are the pros and cons. The pros will include reduced time spent marketing and updating information for each individual place slot. So that means updating all the Ultimate Driving games will be much easier as well, rather than having Index to update his own game separately, or updating several different maps at different times after Westover. So that's going to be a pretty cool idea. There'll be increased traffic and revenue to maps other than Westover. A more cohesive universe experience that will allow 22 Pilots to create cross-map missions. Potential for the team to bring on map developers in order to expand the universe. And that's going to be something very amazing. And it'll allow 22 Pilots to do different missions as well. And now, here are the cons. There will be a potential difficulty in creating a good server joining / player following system, and potential reduction in visibility for Index implementing this system will require working his maps into the new system while ensuring his work isn't overshadowed. And yes, that is true for Index and 22 Pilots for their combined work. But I gotta say, that is an amazing update to get added. And now here's more detail with the CrossMap Transport update. The CrossMap Transport update will be provided for enough cities that are added to the universe. Large airport complexes should be added to specific games, and utilize a travel place to simulate a 5-minute flight to that airport. Create a similar ferry travel place to simulate a trip between potential ferry ports, and are most likely to follow up the update to the hub update. And that is also an awesome thing, because that means we'll be able to be in airplanes and boats. And that's going to be a huge expansion in vehicles to the Ultimate Driving community as well. And a huge advantage. We will now be able to drive on water, or fly in the air, or at least be passengers to those. And it'll be a sort of method to go into different areas of the Ultimate Driving universe rather than having to drive all the way, even though that'll get you miles and money. But I gotta say, riding on an airplane or boat is going to be a huge advantage and really cool for the Ultimate Driving universe. Who knows, maybe there can be economic things that'll be involved in it. But it'll be an awesome way to travel between different areas of the Ultimate Driving universe, and with various maps as well. Now we're moving on to the Home Update under the Proposed Updates tab. In the Home Update, 22 Pilots proposed that he will add larger home variants, overhaul the interiors and exteriors of each home, and add more detail. So imagine the incredible detail we will get in our homes in the future. I mean, you always see that detail lining that looks really realistic along the Westover homes. But now, it's going to be at a whole new level, or at least in the future, whenever this Home Update comes out. 22 Pilots will also figure out how to hook extra home details into a LOD system so everything isn't super laggy. Which means there will be less bugs and more smoother performance. He will also give those radios a purpose. he's referring to those radios in the kitchens at Ultimate Driving Homes. In the future, we will be able to play songs on those radios, or have a radio line where you can also play commercials and songs that will automatically just pick it for you randomly. Or maybe it will just have both with 2 modes. It will all be up to 20 pilots to make the future of Ultimate Driving. So we'll have to find out when the update releases. He will open the lower tier homes to all players, but keep all larger homes locked behind the Game Pass. So anybody can get the lower tier homes in Ultimate Driving no matter what, even for beginners. But people who have the Game Pass for homes will have access to larger homes, like mansions and other 2-story houses. He will add the option where, upon joining the game, players will be able to select a home to move into. That's pretty neat, because when you join the game, you can literally choose what home you want to be at, and then boom, you'll spawn at the dealer and you can always visit your house anytime. Each game will need to confirm it has enough low tier homes for all newbies to move into. And that will need to account for players teleporting into a map from another part of the universe, so the hub system be realized. Players shouldn't automatically be TP'd to their home if they drove in from another map by themselves or in a party. So when 22 Pilots is working on this update, he will make sure that anybody who purchased a home, for example, like the Westover area, and if anybody drives into the Odessa area, he's going to make sure that their home is still established at the spot and claim in the Westover area, depending where they bought their house from: Westover, South Beach, Kensington, Palm Shores, Woodbury, and etc. to any area of the Ultimate Driving universe. And that's going to be a pretty handy thing without the bug getting in the way. And that's also good too, so players won't lose their home either. 20 Pilots will also add this unique feature where he'll add a teleport to home button that allows players to return home in their vehicle if they're currently driving. That's going to be a really advanced feature on Roblox to any game out there. Something far high level in the future that no other game will have. And that's going to make a legendary remark on Ultimate Driving. And players will get that unique feature. So say if they're driving on the interstate or any route or road in Ultimate Driving, they can literally just press that button and then boom, they get to go to their home right where they picked. That's gonna be a pretty awesome feature. Now here's something that is dope, dank, and all the nice things we could say about it, because this will be another thing that will change Ultimate Driving history forever. 20 Pilots will add a multiplayer that has earned per mile based on the home you have. So in other words, if you're driving your car and you make money per mile, based on the house that you picked, you'll earn additional money from that per mile. So say if you have a house, you can earn some extra pocket money with that. Maybe even earn a double, triple, or a lot more times more than the original per money based on the home level you have. And that is going to be really exciting. Earning more money per mile there's also going to be less beggars for donations, because it will be easier for players to earn cash and get to be a pro in the game. Kind of make Ultimate Driving more competitive too between other players. But yes, I cannot wait for that feature, because you'll be making several $1,000s. Like, no joke. You'll be making tons of money less than a minute. Not sure how it's going to work, but I'm pretty sure 22 pilots will just add some pocket money that you'll earn per mile along with the mile you've driven in your car. And that's going to be a really exciting thing to come. 22 pilots will overhaul the home interior system to remove that awkward loading in and out period. Preferably, home interiors should load themselves as you approach a home. So I guess if you enter into your home, the interior should load up as well. And this should allow better interaction between players inside and outside houses. He will create a new home system infrastructure such that business interiors can also be added easily. That's also going to be a very nice addition to the game, since most businesses don't really have interiors, or not really even having access to get into them. And that's going to be a big advance for Ultimate Driving as well. Home customization, like painting walls. That's going to be fun. The ability to move furniture would be awesome, but saving that kind of data is going to be horrific, and will need to be researched more. So don't expect to be able to move furniture when the home update or region comes out. It may come out later. 22 Pilots needs to do more research on that, and to see where if it will create additional bugs that he'll have to patch up. And I kind of agree with 22 Pilots, because that is going to be a lot of work to put in. Though, like I said, that'll be another major advance for Ultimate Driving. Just be patient and let 22 Pilots research that while he's working on the home update. And as of now, when I'm recording this video, 22 Pilots is also finishing off his last year of college with finals to go to. Thankfully, he has finished some big projects so he can get a little bit more than Ultimate Driving, but he still has quite a bit of work to finish off before he graduates. So, be sure to be patient and let 22 Pilots takes his time as he progresses through the updates. Now advancing to the truckers, which I'm becoming the 500th voter, by the way. There is some brand new updates coming to the trucker team in the future as well. 22 Pilots will combine the mail and trucker team into one, retain the 3 status of the mail features and the Game Pass status of the trucker features. So that means that there'll be one team with 2 different jobs, and perhaps the name of the team will be changed to Trucker/Mail, or whatever crazy name 22 Pilots comes up with to make it sound really unique and interesting. And I think that's going to be amazingly epic to have one team but 2 jobs. We also have mail and post features. 22 Pilots will add unique building models for post office. He'll improve the post office pickup and drop off functionality. Add special package deliveries that go to specific homes. That's gonna be really nice. A great experience to deliver items depending on their size. Add delivery points to businesses. Oh wow. And add new mail vehicles. And we need some new mail vehicles as well, because we only had one mail truck throughout the entire existence of the mail team, and that's literally it. The only mail truck we had was the UDPS truck, and we can use some more different mail vehicles besides that. And I think that's going to be a really good idea for ultimate driving, and more of a selection of mail vehicles to choose from. There will be new trucking features as well, with new potential vehicles, maybe like a Tesla Semi or whatever 22 Pilots decides to add. There'll be ammo carriers, car carriers, so you can do role plays in the future as if you're delivering a Ferrari or a different kind of exotic car to your house as a delivery, as well as getting aminos. Armored car, nuclear fuel transport. Now this is not for explosions. Nuclear fuel is actually used to produce heat in order to power turbines. We're going to be getting a shuttle crawler, or that's at least a possibility if the question mark. If so, then that would be so advanced compared to any other game on Roblox. This is like that we're driving on Mars. There'll be more cabs, axle trailer messes. So 22 Pilots is gonna fix up the design of the tractor trailers we have now. There'll be new materials coming as well, such as steel beams, wind turbines, which that's what I was talking about with nuclear fuel transport, aminos, nuclear materials, space shuttle, and well, that's a possibility. He might need to add a Cape Canaveral type facility built for that first. So it might be a possibility, but 22 Pilots has to do further research with that. In the future, the trucker team, along with the mail, will also get missions. Instead of driving straight to the port, you will get missions from an office at the trucker spawn that will direct you to deliver the X material to Y location, and possibly with less than Z damage. Higher trucker ranks unlock higher ranked missions and new materials. Implement cross functionality dependent on the hub update. And what's cool about unlocking higher materials is that you can get even better at trucking with those materials. And those materials can really have a good impact. And it's just a really nice thing to get new materials as well, but you'll get to unlock them, just like you unlock different types of whims and ranks on other teams. Getting bounty while running a job reduces rewards or damaging the cargo. So you gotta be really careful when you go trucking on ultimate driving. Unless you're planning to troll around for truck, you want to make sure that there is no cargo and that the truck is empty. Otherwise, you'll get a really low reward. So let's just hope that there's not going to be a lot of trolls that just wants to fling a truck around with cargo in it. So I would only recommend trolling around with a truck if there's actually no cargo in it. And you want to be careful when you're driving as well, because running a red light can get you bounty or speeding. So you want to obey the laws in ultimate driving in order to actually get higher rewards. So that's just a precaution right there. 22 Pilots will add rate stations alongside highways. Most likely they'll be on interstates like I-76, but they can be on other highways too. truckers gain bounty from evading them. So you don't really want to do that. Otherwise, your rewards will probably get lower as well. Randomized results. Maybe sometimes the loads will be overlate or something. So in the future, it's possible that we can also get oversized loads. And that's actually a realistic effect to add way stations alongside highways like Interstate 76. The trucking industry will have a major advance in ultimate driving, and follows realistic features too, with many new materials to come. That's going to be a really exciting update. Truckers are going to love this as they farm for their rewards. So that's going to be something really exciting. Next we move on to the transit team improvements. So for a transit team, 20 pilots will add a destination board and controls to edit it. That's pretty cool. You can set your destination and edit it anytime. Allow transit team members to ship NPCs to predetermined stops. And that means you don't have to actually wait for actual players to get in to the car. That's why you can make a lot more money doing your transit job by carrying out-controlled players. Computer players that aren't actually real, but are just there to hop in your car and get to their destination, and awaiting you to pay money towards you. And that's going to be something really cool for a transit team. And I think that's what the transit team needs after all. I mean, it shouldn't just be actual players, but it's also be NPCs. You know, I make things more realistic with the transit team. And also to get higher rewards as well. Here's something really cool. Possibly add Uber-like functionality where players can use their personal vehicles on a team. So you can do Uber Lamborghinis, Fords, Bugattis, or any car you like to use. Because we will get to use expensive cars to use Uber with different people. And that's going to be something really exciting and legendary as well. Include CrossMap functionality dependent on the hub update. But yes, the transit team is also something that I'm really excited for. Especially with the ability to pick up and drop off NPCs. The right thing to do with the transit team. And for a major advance as well. There'll be a highway worker update. There'll be some potential vehicles. 20 pilots will add a steamroller in the future. He'll add a road stripe painter. So in other words, on different roads, you can update the paint on the roads with the divider. And it'll draw temporary stripes. There'll be diggers and bulldozers. So you can do some construction with this as well. Pothole repair truck. Now that's a good thing. Especially if this was my state. Because up in Pennsylvania, we have a lot of potholes. And pothole repair truck in ultimate driving would be a good idea to fix up roads. Otherwise, you don't want someone to be going on Interstate 76, full speed in a Hennessy Venom F5, run over a pothole, and then fling all over the map. So yeah, you want to be careful about that. But it's a major advance for realistic pothole repairs as well. And hopefully other states will fix their potholes as well, such as Pennsylvania. Explore the possibility of randomly generated potholes or other roadway surface defects. And that's something cool to the highway workers. Because that's what highway workers do in real life. 22 Pilots is doing everything he can to make ultimate driving a realistic experience. And I say that's going to be an awesome update. Just the major defect is about grinding. That's all, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that can easily get fixed. There will be a cherry picker truck, so we'll be able to pick up cherries from trees. Temporary signal trucks. There will be a system for linking multiple trucks to work with one another. Would have to be devised for this work. So that's going to be a teamwork effort. You can work with your friends or just random people in order to get the job done. Which I say it's really unique. It will be heavy tow truck for towing semis and the buses. That's really cool because in the highway worker team right now, with the towing truck we have, it can only tow small cars. And there will only be like supercars, SUVs, civilian cars, sedans, pickup trucks, etc. We can only really carry up the civilian cars as of now, and smaller cars on our teams. But in the future, we'll be able to get a bigger vehicle that'll have the ability to tow different semis. And that's going to be something to be really realistic. And also another advance with the highway work industry, along with the trucker industry. That's going to be something pretty big. A snowplow. Accumulating snow isn't very feasible, so I'm not sure how this would work. And 22 Pies is just thinking about adding a snowplow. That's something that will not be definite, but accumulating with the snow is probably a very hard thing to develop as well. So 22 Pies has that on his thinking list. There'll be new features. Allow full control of traffic signals. So that means you can change the light color on the traffic light from like green, red, yellow, and all I can do with that. Here I add a new sign placer tool that functions similarly to the cone placer, but allows you to search up for specific signs. And that comes in with the plugin update. There will be many different plugins to choose from, and can put up different types of signs in order to do road work. He'll combine the cone placer tool into a one equipment placer tool. Add traffic barrel cone variant. So I guess a different design for traffic barrels. Update light poles so that they can break and be fixed using the cherry picker. That's going to be something unique come in the game. And by broken light poles, the light will spark and it won't turn on. Oh boy, you don't want to see that on the road. But thankfully we got the highway worker team here. And be potholes and other road maintenance that would require construction. So not only you get to do some simple highway work, but this will also be more of a construction team as well. Cars may randomly break down. Broken down cars may spawn randomly for tow trucks to bring back to an impound lot for XP. So I guess when you're on the highway worker job, there'll be different pads that you can have turned on in order to bring those impounded cars back. I guess that would mean more role plays for illegal cars out on the street. Or basically just broken down cars as well. I see left out cars on the highway even when I'm grind. I'm sure a lot of you see that too. And none of us would really want that in the way of grinding. Even though it's pulled over to the side, it'll probably get a bit distracting as well. But yeah, thankfully we have the highway worker team, especially with this coming update in the future. So I guess if your car does break down, you may have to reset. But tow trucks can always bring back. I'm not sure if you can repair it in the future. Probably not with that update. But it's possible it could be in a very far update after that. We'll just have to find out. But you can always respawn your car anytime, so that's a good thing about the dealerships. In the future, 20 Pilots will also do an overhaul and revamp on Palm Shores. He will redo the Palm Shores Island to give a beach resort vibe akin to something in Miami. So 20 Pilots will make Palm Shores on its revamp to give it more of a Miami style. Make it very tropical as you're in paradise. And that's what Ultimate Driving is built for anyways. And that's gonna be something really nice and relaxing to see when you go past Palm Shores or even visit Palm Shores in Ultimate Driving. And that's gonna be something really nice to see. 22 Pilots will also create a new trailer attach system. With that said, it will be applied to all applicable vehicles that will allow players to attach and detach trailers. With all the advances upcoming in the far future to the trucking industry, at this point, trucking and Ultimate Driving will be even better than American Trucking Simulator. And best of all, it would be free since it's Robux. Or at least just pay the small price of 50 Robux, which is not that much of all. Probably even less than $1 for that. But yeah, it's going to be a huge advance, especially that anyone can do it, since it's free. Unlike American Truck Simulator, which is like $25. So this is going to be something really exciting. With all those advanced features. And I cannot wait for it. So perhaps maybe more people will play Ultimate Driving rather than American Trucking Simulator. Because hey, you get all those advances. Which I'm not sure if American Truck Simulator will get all of that. But it's going to be something really exciting, really amazing in the trucking industry. And something that all of us cannot wait for. So yes, I cannot wait because this is going to be a major advance to the future like no other game has. Like, I am going to say this, but in my opinion, Ultimate Driving is a lot better than American Truck Simulator. And I respect all of your opinions, but I know that this is going to be a major advance to people who like trucking on Roblox. Probably it'll become the biggest game for people that like to go trucking. So yeah, we'll have to find out about that in the future. He'll do Phase 2 on the body sub update with the performances. Just like right now that he's working on in progress for Phase 1. Phase 2 will include new performance upgrades and tuning. Add suspension tuning. So by the time that update rolls around, we'll be able to tune out our own cars. That's some really exciting modifications right there. There will be a stripe update. So stripes are coming back to the Ultimate Driving. And it'll probably be available on all cars too, unlike some. Well, I mean, the Ford GT is available in stripes, and maybe a few other cars as well. But he'll redo vehicle mesh organization, such as the mesh parts that are being used again in order to add customizable stripes. So, it'll be one big update with that, because all the stripes will be customizable in all different colors. And I bet that's something that the Ultimate Driving community has been waiting for a long time. Just like right now, we can add custom stripes to the Ford GT and a few other cars. Now it's most likely going to be able to be customable with most of the cars in Ultimate Driving, with the exception of very few, such as the Koenigsegg 1-to-1. And as 20bytes says, this may not be feasible, but it's worth exploring. So yeah, 20bytes definitely agrees it's worth the exploring about that. And now here's something that's going to change Ultimate Driving forever, and that all of us cannot wait for. In the future, we'll be able to drive motorcycles in Ultimate Driving with this motorcycle update. 20bytes will develop a motorcycle chassis and add various new models for purchase. And that's going to be a huge expansion to the Ultimate Driving community. So we could probably even do wheelies or whatever we want to do with those motorcycles. And it's going to be something really exciting. Now almost your whole body will be exposed out in the Ultimate Driving fresh air. Even though we just have two convertibles, like the Lamborghini Veneno and the Ferrari Portofino. And that's something that I know I keep saying, but yeah, it's going to be something really big. With a even bigger vehicle selection as well. With different airplanes, boats, motorcycles. It's going to get really exciting for the Ultimate Driving community. Next we got the Coast Guard update. 20bytes will add boats for civilians and other teams. And just like I said, that's a major expansion with the vehicle selection. As well, will no longer only be limited to cars, trucks, and semis, but will also get the reach beyond that point with airplanes, boats, and motorcycles. 20bytes will add a new Coast Guard team for chasing waterborne criminals and responding to random events. So you can now chase off criminals who decide to use their boats to do robberies or other stuff that's criminal related with the water. It's going to be really epic. Now, you can catch criminals on the water as well. After the new team, that's going to be a major advance like no other game has before. There will be other vehicles, a four-wheeler, and a pickup with boat trailer. So not only there will be improvements with the other teams that I mentioned, but we'll also get a brand new team coming up in the future, such as the Coast Guard update, as we will protect our Ultimate Driving coast from criminals on the water. There will be chassis improvements. Now, improved vehicle weights such that vehicles don't gain ridiculous amount of speed going downhill or struggle going uphill. And that's something we have in the Ultimate Driving community. Like, say if you drive a slow car, but like go uphill, it will take forever to get to the top. Or the same thing will go too fast if you're driving something like a Hennessy Venom F5 down the hill. And if the chassis improvements, 20bytes is sure to keep everything realistic. So, even though we may not go faster going downhill, we'll still be able to exceed top speed with the boost upgrades we have. And there will be reverse lights in the future. And that is something realistic to have as well. And something that the Ultimate Driving community would like. Because none of the Ultimate Driving vehicles really have this, but I don't think any other game has that either. And I'll add support for reverse lights on vehicles, so you'll get to see the cars backing out as people drive them with different reverse lights from all kinds. Maybe when that update rolls around, I'll have to do a video on all reverse lights. But yeah, something that is another advance to the ultimate driving community. And even though I can't help it but to keep saying that, I'm not sure what to say what else. Because there's just so many leaks to go on and I'm speechless for all of them. But next, let's move on to the mystery boxes. So we'll be able to find random items along the ultimate driving maps. And here is the rarity of all the boxes you can get. First, of the most common, we got bronze. The most common it can be with 50% being common, 45% uncommon, 4% rare, and 1% ultra rare with the bronze boxes. And here is silver with the probability of getting rare items. 30% common, 30% uncommon, 30% rare, and 10% ultra rare. With gold, nothing's going to be really common with getting gold boxes with different items. There'll be 20% uncommon, 60% rare, and 20% ultra rare. Next, we go up to a more epic prize rate, or perhaps this will be the most rarest mystery box you can get out of all with diamond. It will be 0% common, 5% uncommon, 50% rare, and 45% ultra rare. So I guess we'll have to find those boxes for exclusive prizes. And with those prizes, you can earn exclusive rims. Oh boy, exclusive vehicles. I guess more limited edition cars coming with that. That's only earnable with mystery boxes. There'll be underglow effects, so you'll see some really nice riced out vehicles with different lighting under the cars with the underglow effects. Boost effect colors, so we'll be able to use boosts in different colors. Currency, so you can earn ultimate driving money as well. Other stuff, probably. Prices consist of only unowned or exclusive content. So in other words, if you already own the item, then you won't really get it again. Obtaining boxes, you can get by daily login reward. Ranking up. So in other words, if you advance in different levels from grinding or doing your job, then you'll get different mystery boxes. There'll be some events, missions, and perhaps maybe they'll be purchasable. And he's like, do I want to foray into this? So that's like a maybe. But most likely they're going to be earnable. Everything else above of the obtaining boxes category. There'll be different driving camera modes. That said, he'll add new models for a camera while driving. Create localized vehicle interior object with moving steering wheels and etc. That's going to be something we all can't wait for. It'll probably give ultimate driving an even more realistic experience with moving steering wheels. Interior objects need to be reusable between vehicles as possible, which that's true. But like I said, if you saw episode 62 of Ultimate Driving Leaks, then you have seen the hidden camera on the Camaro with the remess, if you have looked really closely enough. But yes, in driving camera modes, you could probably have a better proximity and chance of backing up in different camera angles. And it's going to be something that's going to be really nice. And some more options to use as well. Improved VIP server controls. And here's something I would like to have in my VIP server too. The ability to kick and ban people from VIP servers you own. And yeah, if you get like anyone who's misbehaving in your server and just wants to like goof around and like not really be a true friend, and if that's, they can always kick or ban players. The ability to add or remove admins, so you can have administrators in your VIP server as well. Ability to control daytime and weather, that will really help me when I make videos. And I would really like to make my videos a sunny daytime experience, because everybody can see the updates and ultimate driving content in a clear way, and that people can fully understand it. And yeah, who wants to really make a video in nasty weather such as rain, or maybe very dark times at night? And I say changing the time today is going to be really great for making videos. And that's my most favorite update right there. Something I cannot wait for. I could probably make videos quicker with that ability as well. The ability to control vehicle spawn limit per player. So I guess if someone decides to spawn in too much Toyota 8086s or whatever, then you can always put a limit on that. You can also have the ability to toggle traffic cameras. So you can look around different traffic cameras and see what's going on. Maybe it'll be on any team as well, with that said. Or just a button on your screen that says that if you own a VIP server. Because the traffic cameras can always be a unique experience to look around. Especially if you want to go after criminals. There will be a GPS and some new navigation features. 20 will add navigation features to your map that will direct you to any location you choose. And it's going to be something easy, like getting from point A to point B. It'll be really convenient if you don't know where you're going in ultimate driving. Say if you're a newbie and don't really know what to do, like you want to go somewhere but you don't know how to get there, then that'll be a really useful tool for you. But I'm just saying, it'll help out the ultimate driving community a lot, and it'll be something really useful. We also get weather based on road tractions. It'll reduce roadway traction when it's raining or snowing, making the game have a more realistic effect as well. Because when it rains up in my state, we get less traction control with the slipperiness of rain, or especially a higher chance of slipping when snowing. That's a really slippery time, especially in my state. And yeah, that'll make the game another ultimate driving realistic experience. And that's what 20 Pilots' goal, to make ultimate driving the way it is, with lots of more expansions. Radio functionality will also be coming. Add the ability to create playlists, save songs, and add rewind / fast forward capabilities. So I guess even if your car radio or your radio in the home kitchen, you can play your favorite songs, even though they're most likely going to be non-copyrighted material. You can always save them and listen to your favorites with a click of a few buttons. That's going to be something really exciting. Upcoming, we have the horn customization update, which 20 Pilots will add new horn sounds that can either be bought or earned and swapped out in the garage for your car. So you can have your own custom horn sounds that you will like. Maybe the MLG horn sound, or whatever we'll have. It's going to be really unique compared to the other games. 20 Pilots will also do a license plate update, where he'll add new license plate variants for US, Canadian states / provinces that have updated their plates. So, in other words, Choice Pirates is just going to update the looks of any license plate that if any state or province has decided to give an update to their license plate, and overhaul our plate rendering system to use fewer images and less memory. Maybe in the far future, I don't think it's going to happen, but what if there were other countries with license plates? But that's probably not going to happen, because this is a game based on in the United States, in Delaware. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting update to find out what are the new looks, if any states and provinces have updated their plates. There will be adjustments to the flip button for players to get unstuck more easily. He'll allow the flip functionality to accept WASD input, allowing players to steer their cars in mid-air and get stuck more reliably. Now, I don't usually use WASD to play Ultimate Driving. I have been using it more recently because my upper arrow key is still on order coming from China in order to replace the upper arrow key that has fallen off and we couldn't really get back on. And I really miss using the arrow keys on my laptop. Well, I guess I'm getting a bit used to WASD. I'm more used to the arrows, however. But yeah, no matter what, it's gonna get a lot easier to get unstuck if you ever do an Ultimate Driving. Which chances are, that's gonna be in high probabilities. But it'll be very easy to flip your button with the F button. And finally, for the proposed updates tab, donation menu improvements. Choice Pirates will improve the UI so the amount of money players can donate at any given time is pre-calculated for the player to see, rather than having the player guess and check to see if the amount works. So, donating money in Ultimate Driving will be more accurate as well. Let's just hope with the donation menu improvements that not a lot of beggars are gonna come around and like, Ford Focus, please give me your money. Ford Focus, I want this Jaguar F-Type. Please give me your money. Well, I'm not donating, so, yeah. I don't think any of the other rich people would donate either. But I'm just saying. And now, we're going to be moving on to some bugs. Bugs will include that the server aids on the kiosks is displaying how long you've been in the game, not the actual server aids. Braking at high speeds somehow confuses the throttle and makes you accelerate the max speed. So Choice Pirates is going to make sure he fixes that so it'll stay at its realistic top speed. Unidentified server-side memory leak. Workspace initialization doesn't always hold for players joining an older server. So it's going to make sure he'll patch that up and it'll be easier for players to join the game. Racing displays don't acknowledge the user's preferred units of measure. So Choice Pirates is probably going to fix up the settings so racers can enjoy their preferred units of measure for their settings. The leg hiding when driving functionality alters the appearance of legs on certain packages. So it's going to fix that because there's been a bug that's probably been out for a while now where when people drive, sometimes their leg sticks out and then it looks like it scrapes on the road. It looks pretty funny, but yeah, it is a no bug. So 20 Pilots is going to check if he can fix that, and then legs on all packages can easily hide in the car. And here are some more bugs. If I could just scroll down there. Trailers don't leave tire marks on the grass. And all vehicles should. So that's a good thing at 20 Pilots. Just plan on to fix that. And finally, this known bug, gas cans work on Teslas. It was a bug first made when 20 Pilots added electric charging stations and the Tesla Model S itself. And even though when you go to a gas station and try to refuel your Tesla, it does not work, saying that can only be refueled at electric charging stations, you could somehow refuel the Tesla battery in the game with the gas can. And that's not really right with electric vehicles. 20 Pilots is planning on to fix that as well. Haven't really mentioned anything about the fix bugs, but let's go over that really quick. Bugs that 20 Pilots has fixed is that the chat window pops back down to the bottom of the logs when a new message is posted. So it's going to make sure that the chat window stays in the same place, which is good. That has been fixed. Mileage rewards are occasionally not giving when driving at high speeds, and that has happened to me a lot recently when I was driving my police Corvette to grind for incentive. I still have 10 levels to go for it, but now that should be fixed, so every mile you make, you should earn money on that particular mile. And most likely I've been grinding during that time when the bug was still around from the past few months, because I've not been grinding much anymore since last summer. And it was because of school and making YouTube videos as well. It's hard to keep up with the grinding, you know. The next fixed bug we have is that controllers don't work at Westover, so now they should. Solo races don't successfully send Finn's messages to the chat. So now if you do a race by yourself, you should see a finished message on the chat. Fixed delay when spawning directly to the jail team. So now you should be in the jail team if you get arrested within a few seconds. Next, we got the stabilized new opening doors should prevent flinging. So I get just opening doors on whatever 20 Pilots has added on. I'm not really sure where that is, but I guess maybe that was a bug that 20 Pilots had to fix. DRLs too bright on certain cars. So now the cars won't have to be so bright in neon color. Fix not being able to arrest jailed players. So if a jailed player has bounty, you can now arrest them again to make sure that the person's bounty is at 0. Fix guns crapping out after killing somebody, so now they shouldn't really run out or just reload easily after you shot down a player. Now here's something that got a lot of votes. Vehicle controls don't always work when first entering a vehicle. Now it should easily be able to drive and be easy to control as well. Certain vehicles' hitboxes conflict with the vehicle seat when players attempt to jump out. So don't have to deal with that anymore. If a player leaves and the first attempt to save their stats fails due to an HTTP issue, the second attempt will always due to a string issue. So your progress will easily be saved if you leave the game. Rewards menu template remains visible on teams without rewards. So you shouldn't really see it anymore if you don't really get rewards. Key cards don't drop correctly. So nowadays they drop in the correct way it's supposed to function. Police officers can be arrested at anybody. That's been fixed, so if a police officer has 10 or more bounty, up to 50, then they cannot be arrested. Resetting as a police officer drops the prison card. So now prison cards still be with you if you reset as a police officer. Prison cards don't allow unauthorized holders to be arrested. So now they should. As a police officer, players always initially glow red until updated by another event. So that should be fixed as well. Players don't get sent back to citizen when escaping prison. So now they should automatically get sent back to citizen if they do escape prison, even though they get over 500 bounty. Dot arrow doesn't work, so now it should work correctly every time you want to do some construction for the dot arrows. Radar guns point sideways, so now it's to point straight and easily tell what speed the player is going if you do decide to clock them. Vehicle bodies remain stuck after despawning a car. Now they should easily disappear after you despawn your car. Ambulance too heavy to move. So now it should be easy to move at any weight. Homes are spazzing out. Shouldn't get that anymore. Joining certain teams it's broken. Now it's fixed, so easily within a few seconds you're on the other team. Bounty stats aren't saving to the leaderboard, so now they should for weekly criminals. Seeing position for all vehicles, that the seat needs to be double checked, and it has now been double checked. Purchasing boosts, then immediately leaving the body shop causes purchases to fail as your character has jumped out of the vehicle. So if you accidentally jumped out, they should still be saved to your car. Mini-maps in a few games aren't calibrated correctly. Now they are. Premium gas shows up as a regular. So now it's to show up as premium gas. Trucker team oil progression is broken at the refinery, but now it's not anymore. So progression should be fine with that. Track system messages appear at the top of the feed and not in order. Now it should appear in order. In the final bug fix, jumping is broken only in rest over. Now jumping should not be broken at all. And I just decided to include the fixed bugs because I haven't did any UD leaks about that. And those bugs were not currently talked about from other episodes. So I just want to cover that, and most likely we will not go over the Fix Bugs tab ever again. And most likely if bugs are currently being addressed, like just the tab that's saying bugs, so most likely we'll be going over, and then those bugs will eventually be on the Fixed Bugs tab. But I just wanted to go over that since we never really got to that point. The majority of episode 63 of Ultimate Driving Leaks covers everything that I've missed on Trello. I'm trying to stay updated with that. But now, for all the updates that we went over on Trello, we can now move on to some of the final photos. Keep in mind that the proposed updates that I mentioned, these updates will not be very soon. They will probably be in the very far future. Because right now they're only on proposed updates. And there's so many proposed updates that's hard to keep up with. So with that said, most likely it's going to be a very long time before those gets released. But once some of them do get released, it's gonna release some really high advances to Ultimate Driving that no other game has. And I bet the player count will get higher with the growth of Ultimate Driving. But yeah, I'm just letting you keep in mind that those updates won't come in a long time. But now let's go over some leaks which covers some Fontana Dam progress by Index. So about news regarding to Ultimate Driving South Carolina, yeah, that's actually invalid. And the reason that is because when Index made a tweet about Google making a mistake that he does not live in South Carolina, I thought he was like still working on a South Carolina game, even though he's not really actively working on it. So I asked Index about it, and yes, he says, I'm not actively working on anything in South Carolina at the moment. So yeah, I bet those pictures from South Carolina were probably because Index was bored. But yeah, I actually found his photos of South Carolina on his media page with the photos, not on the actual Twitter page itself. And to make a conclusion, I declare the Ultimate Driving news about South Carolina invalid, including all those photos. He's probably just made those pictures up just because he was bored, and that happens to Index sometimes. I can understand that sometimes you just want to just make something new only for a little bit, just for fun, to get that boredom out of there, and I can completely understand that. So yeah, the news on episode 62, from now on with South Carolina, I declare invalid until further notice. If Index does ever decide to work on a South Carolina game in the far future. So yeah, never mind about that. But now let's get to some news regarding on Fontana Dam. With news regarding the Fontana Dam, first I am proud to announce that Fontana Dam is most likely finished with the dam itself. If you go to the first end of the dam with the Y shape on it, you can see that the area is well decorated. Tons of detail have been added by Index, surrounded by dominant trees, grass, hills, and just cutting edge levels of different mountains, making the map look very scenic and beautiful. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to even leave that area because of how beautiful it looks. Just feel like staying there sometimes. It has a wonderful gorge leaving the dam, and from the other side as well. Well decorated with an observation deck. And at the bottom of the dam too, it meets up with like an oval turning around, arranged in a unique way with the hills and lampposts displayed in between, with a circular parking lot that can easily get a view of Fontana Dam from there. It's just such a wonderful thing to look at, and to contrast with as well. It's like the best part of Fontana Dam. That's how well decorated it is, and I can't wait to go there more often. It will always be a breathtaking view of the game. And next we also got some more detailed signs that might potentially come to Fontana Dam. Index is thinking about it, but those signs may lead detail with the amount of mileage on Route 143 has, or its other curvy routes. Potentially, maybe the signs to warn that trucks do not take it. 143 might potentially be replaced, but I'm not sure. Maybe not, but this is just a possibility, so don't definitely expect the sign to come into the game. Index is still thinking about it. Fontana Dam will also have an airport. Speaking of which, there is a new town that Index added to Fontana Dam called Valley Town, but now it will be updated with an airport. You'll only find that in Kurtik, so now you have the expansion to choose between different airports. Possibly maybe even do an airport roleplay flying from Kurtik to Fontana Dam. But for sure, there'll be an airport to hang around in Fontana Dam. And I'm sure it's going to look really decorated when it comes out. But yeah, if the name said, we'll explain that more when we review at the update changes to Fontana Dam. And finally, to complete the last piece of information to Fontana Dam is a new shortcut road from Topoko to Fontana Dam. Before, you usually have to go all the way to Robbinsville and go around, or go all the way around from Deals Gap. Robbinsville is now closed, and it's cut off with a temporary bridge that you can't even cross from Robbinsville. You can still get to Fontana Dam by taking the road from Deals Gap, but now things have gotten a lot easier thanks to Index. Index has added a shortcut road to get from Topoko, and the road leads from the left road from the spawn, just outside of it. If you take that, that'll lead you right towards Fontana Dam. It's really cool, easy, and very convenient as well. And I won't have to be going around from Deals Gap or Robbinsville. It's going to be really exciting when the game comes out. And that's great that Index added a shortcut from Topoko to Fontana Dam. And finally, the last piece of news for today's episode of Ultimate Driving Leaks is that Marcus is finishing up John's Barrow. Yes, that is right. He's finishing up the downtown part of John's Barrow and passing up some terrain areas. Once John's Barrow is ready for beta release, which will be later this summer, all of his attention will go to a new project. And here's a hint. The new project that Marcus will be working on is going to be Coastal. That's going to be very nice. Filled with beaches, as you saw in Cape Penelope that I just passed. With some more beaches as well on Angular Island as I'm driving along. Yeah, that's going to be really exciting and more of a tropical experience as it expands throughout the Ultimate Driving maps. And I'm sure at some point Johnsboro will be finished, but this summer Marcus plans to have his goal into a beta for Johnsboro, and then he'll probably eventually have the game finished and fully released. But after that, he's going to work on another beta game that will be coastal from southeastern United States. So that's going to be really nice and exciting. But yes guys, that's going to be it for the video right there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video very much. You may like this video. Comment in the box below for your thoughts about some of the new cars that is planning to come, like the Dodge Challenger, the Honda CRX SIR, and also with some updates regarding to Fontana Dam, and Marcus making an announcement for all the leaks that's going towards Johnsboro, as he's finishing up the game, that he will also work on a coastal game, which is really nice. And finally, if you would like to comment your thoughts below about all of the amazing updates proposed on Trello, which will most likely be released in the very far future, as well as some bugs being addressed and some that are fixed, with Trello covering the majority of this video. Join my Discord server located in the description, and you may subscribe. Bye!
Hey.